Okay, good afternoon. So welcome to our 1 p.m. talk. So today we have Mr. Dennis Wu. He is the CEO of Alliance Sustainability and Environmental Consulting Group. And today's talk will be about how do we apply ESG skills in business and become a leader.
Okay, thank you for coming to today's talk, and that's our topic. Okay, let's do the introduction. Myself as I'm an ESG CP certified professional. I have 17 years in city capitals, finance, and 3 years in audit, and also almost 10 years in sustainability. And I have various roles in green tech, green finance, sustainability. Okay, and before we start, let's introduce our companies. AEC, AEC. We are a consultancy firm. We are one-stop solution to sustainability and carbon neutrality. And as you can see, we cover a wide range of services like green wellness building certification, sustainable infrastructure, and environmental sustainability design, acoustic lighting, smart city. And on the carbon neutrality side, we have carbon neutrality solutions, climate risk management, ESG reporting, carbon emission trading, and carbon audit, and even green finance. Okay. It's not because we want to cover all of the services, but it's we got large demands on from our clients and from different aspects. So back to today's topic, how we apply ESG skills and how to become leaders. First of all, I think we need very diversified skill sets to become a leader. Okay, let's have ice-breaking questions. Okay, do you know what is the top risk in our planet? It's reference to the World Economic Forum's the Global Risk Report 2024. And let's take a look at the answer. Okay, we chop it into long-term and short-term. For short-term, we can see misinformation and disinformation, extreme weather events, social polarization, cybersecurities. That's the short-term concern. For long-term concerns, they talk about they worry about the extreme weather events, critical change to Earth system, biodiversity and ecology collapse, and also natural resources shortage. So as you can see, climate change, ESG, and sustainability is more like medium and long-term targets and the concerns. Recently, in the past 2 years, even the short-term concern will be on green and sustainability, but due to the war start last year, and people will care about more on the social polarization, and also we have some fraud or cyber fraud happens. So, and also a lot of fake news and induced to other thoughtful, very disruptive actions. So people will think about small concerns on this information and or misinformation. Okay, and to be a leader, we can reference to the COP28 United Nations climate change event last year in Dubai, and all the nations leaders get together and talk about sustainability topics. Okay, you know what are the sustainability topics that all leaders in the world concerning? And what are the sustainability topics you also concern? Okay, there are all these topic. They concern about all these topics like hydrogen, climate change, green tech, green building, ISSB, carbon emissions, carbon neutrality, and a lot of fun areas. So to become a leader, we need to have a very comprehensive skills, and we need to we need to know how to apply the skill set as well. So before we touch on the topic, how do we apply ESG skills in business and become a leader? So the first question will be, what are those ESG skills? Does ESG means ESG reporting, ESG equal to sustainability, or ESG is only for this company or large corporate? So we need to solve these puzzles before we can answer the question for today's topic. So for ESG skills, according to my practical experience and my inquiry from my clients, I think we need to have at least these 8 skills to we need to acquire those to become the leader, to handle all the clients' inquiry and also the people's concern. Okay, let's talk about those ESG skills, and we will share how it applies to our business during the yeah. So why we need to have all those skills and to avoid greenwashing, ultimately we need to create some green impacts. In order to create some green impact, we need the 4 elements. Okay, the first one is policy, and the second one is data, and innovation and financing. So our skill sets also around this area, so that we can create impact through our skill set. Okay, fundamental, we need to have some very key concept about ESG. So I will talk about like some of the basic ESG knowledge. Okay, before we always talk about we know about CSR, and what's this, and why is ESG, why is CSR, and sustainability and SDG. We can have a clear definitions here today. And for CSR, is a corporate social responsibility. It's a very broad concept for the business. It's more centralized by the corporates to expand. For example, it's more like the direction how the corporates want to contribute back to the society. But to what direction is totally depends on the corporate's choice. So it can be a long-term one, and keep it market-driven one, and all kind of things. And we have a different angle as well. Some corporates want to do some charity, and some corporation want to do to help elderly, and it depends on the corporate's choice. Okay, and the other question is, do we have a specific international standard for the social contribution CSR? Yes, we do have the ISO 26000. So it's an international standard. It's to provide some guidelines and examples, like to as a reference when we do the CSR. The other three words or three letters. We always see it on newspaper, TV, everyday life during the past few years. Okay, ESG is stand for environmental, social, and governance. Environmental will talk about the impact and consequence on the environment. And social is talking about like relationships with and fair treatments of stakeholders. Who are the stakeholders? Employees, suppliers, clients, and communities. And for the governance is talking about implementation of fair corporate governance. And for environmental, those are the topics list as an example, and also social, I also list some of the example. And for the governance is talk about like business ethics, compliance, board independence, executive compensation, shareholders democracy. And those are the topics we'll touch on. But currently, for the environmental issue, we have 6 of the top issues the world is more concerned. They are climate change, water securities, all those. Hong Kong has a less problem on that, but think about one day if we are flooding and all the water pipe and the source from China contaminate, then we will have the water security problem. Okay, and the third one will be diversity, about diversity loss, and also deforestation and plastic pollutions and air pollutions. In terms of social issues, gender equality, wealth disparity, public health, labor rights, privacy, and agents, those are social issues that are concerned by our people's independence nowadays. So since we have lots of topics to cover within the ESG scope, so we need to focus and also prioritize our those issues to be addressed. Besides CSR, besides ESG, we always talk about like sustainability. So what's the difference between sustainability and ESG? You can see from the chart, it covers the 3 areas: environmental, social, which are similar to ESG, and but for the third one, the sustainability also talk about economics. It touched on the topic about the consistent profitable growth, risk management, and total shareholders return. So for the sustainability is an integrated approach to cover the 3 areas. The only difference between ESG and sustainability will be the economic and the governance. I think for no matter CSR or ESG, sustainability is the foundations to those topics. And the other things I want to introduce is the SDGs. Okay, SDGs established back to the establishment of Paris Agreement in 2015. There are 17 sustainability development goals. Most of people know about, oh, we have 17 goals, but they didn't know that some of them didn't know that within the 17 sustainability development goals, we have 169 targets to meet. And so we need to do something to achieve those targets and goals, not just mapping the SDGs. And for the time horizons to achieve the SDG is more like in the long term, from the establishment of the SDG goals to the 2030 agenda. That means nations agree to commit to achieve SDGs by 2030. So it's a more like long-term direction. But for a corporate, I think we can derive from this goal and to and finite to meet the targets. So not just mapping the goals. Can SDG interchange with ESG? Yes, there's two classifications, popular classifications can map SDG to ESG according to the map. And you can see some SDG will overlap. For example, 12 we are is overlapping because under 12 there are some targets can fulfill the environmental objective. Some of them can fulfill social, and also some of them can fulfill governance objective. So we have interactive overlapping one. And how about SDG to sustainability? And from this map, you can see SDG can also map to sustainability as well. Okay, the next skill set I want to talk about will be the ESG reporting. So for the most common ESG disclosure framework, we have in Hong Kong, we have mandatory ESG reporting. And for global, we have global reporting initiative standards, and climate related will be TCFD. And the latest one will be the ISSB, the International Sustainability Development Standards Councils. They developed the ISSB standard. So for the development, TCFD was incorporated in the ISSB, and also GRI also incorporated in ISSB as well. So let's take a look at the Hong Kong EX requirements. There are two parts. The first part will be the mandatory disclosure requirement, and this talk about the governance side. So it requires the board contain the following elements: a disclosure of board oversight of ESG issue, board's ESG management approach and strategies, and review progress. The second part will be the compliance of spring provisions, which require the listed company to disclose environmental and social KPI. For environmental KPI, it includes emission, use of resources, the environmental nature resources, climate change. For social, it includes employment, health and safety, development and training, labor standard, supply chain management, product responsibility and anti-corruption, and also community investment. If we cannot provide all those data, we need to explain it. So that's the disclosure requirement in as required by ESG by HKEX. Okay, for the ISSB, and you can see the developments. Since we have a lot of standards and different have to cover different area. So in COP26, they decide to develop an international standard so that people from everywhere can have a single standard to come so that they can compare and benchmark with other the ESG performance. So the new ISSB contains two parts. The first part will be on the sustainability disclosure, and more like a general requirement for sustainability related financial information. And for the second part is talk about climate related disclosure. It's more like take most of the elements from TCFD, but no matter S1 or S2, they also adopt the TCFD, the four pillars of TCFD, include the governance, strategies, risk management, matrix, and targets. And I will talk about later on about TCFD. Yeah. And for S1 and S2, it is already become effective starting from January 2024. So the standards are ready, but for the local adaptation, each country have its pace. So some country will adopt earlier, some countries will adopt later. So for Hong Kong, HKEX already announced the adaptation will be start from January 1st of 2025. So we need to know about this before we can provide some advisory and also provide help from our business. So with effective from January 1st, 2025, there are some requirements. So for the first one, for Scope 1 and Scope 2 GHG emission, no matter you are large cap main board or GEM issuer, you need to disclose Scope 1 and 2. For other than Scope 1 and 2 GHG emission, it depends on the size. For large cap issuer, they need to do the mandatory disclosure after January 1st, 2026. But in 2025, they still can provide the information under comply or explain provision. And this also applies to main board issuer. For GEM issuer is a voluntary disclosure requirement only. So we need to know what type of business we are. So we know the requirement for that. And the next section, I would like to talk about the climate change. So for the climate change, why we have climate change, why we need to care about the carbon emissions, because normally we gain some heat from our sun. We have through some solar radiation to reach Earth. Some of them will reflect back to the space, and some of them absorbed by the surface and oceans. But now we have GHG, greenhouse gas. It's like a blanket to cover our Earth so that the heat trapped within the planet. So what should we do? We try to reduce the thickness of the greenhouse gas and also take away the blanket, right? So in the blankets, we have 7 elements, and CO2 and CO4 are the major components of the greenhouse gas. So for the CO2 and CH4 almost represent 80 to 90% of the greenhouse gas emission. So CO2 is about 60 something, and CH4 will be like 15, 20. CO2, we can allow gas form of carbon to exist in the this manners, and but we need to have the solid form. For the CH4 is methanol. Okay, in the GHG protocol, we classify the carbon emission into three scope. The scope 1 will be the corporate company's facilities, and also the company vehicles. And Scope 2 is about the indirect purchase of the electricity, steam, and heat. For the Scope 3 will be a very broad range. It covers the upstream and downstream in our operation. So climate change make a lot of social and economic impact. So we need to handle it through decarbonization. So if your business in the supply chain, or except your business not in supply chain, you don't need to care about it. If your business is in outer space, but if your business is in this earth, so you need to take care about the carbon emissions along the supply chain. So we have carbon neutrality requirement by by uh, 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 by China, and we can do some offsetting through carbon credit. This carbon neutrality. Some people will talk about, oh, what is carbon neutrality and what is net zero. And you can see from this chart, carbon neutrality required can use carbon credits to offset the residual emissions. But the difference is they will count towards Scope 1 and Scope 2 more. And the offsetting will focus on the offsetting of a Scope 1, 2 emission. For the net zero, it calculates all direct, indirect GHG emission, including the Scope 3. And the reduction will base on the 1.5 degree global warming limitations. And only small amount of the carbon emission can be offset. We cannot offset 100% of the carbon emission through carbon credits. So we can say net zero will be a much stringent requirement. So we need to be careful what we commit. Some people say, oh, I commit carbon neutrality. Some people say, I commit net zero. I think they are the same. No, they are not the same. So we need to be careful about that. Okay. For the international standard, we have ISO, different ISO standard. ISO 14064 talking about GHG inventory and report. 14067 about carbon footprints for more like products. And for ISO 14068 is talking about carbon neutrality. Along the decarbonization roadmap, we can follow the steps like first have a roadmap development, reduce operation emission, on-site, off-site renewable energy, and also renewable energy certification, and offset by carbon credit certification to achieve net zero. By achieving carbon neutrality, we can achieve at least 5 of the SDG goals as well. So for climate resilience, we need to think about talk about the areas like mitigation, adaptation, decarbonization. So for your business, you need to have these skill set to grab the opportunities. As I mentioned before, TCFD covers like 4 different areas. And in the framework, we need to establish, we need to assess the risks and assess the opportunities. As a corporate, what we will do, definitely, we need to reduce the climate-related risk and capture the opportunities. We need to go through some strategic planning and risk management mechanism to create the most favorable financial impact to the corporates. That's the whole framework. Because sometimes people think about, oh, the climate risk will not create any financial impact to the company is totally not correct. Okay, because the climate risk will create some finance impact through, for example, it will affect our supply chain disruption. So if we didn't have a good enough of products to supply to our clients, then we earn less money. So it's easy. And also it will create some physical risk, physical damage to the asset. And also climate change also will lead to the client's preference on the products. For example, nowadays I don't see a very strong demand for furs in Hong Kong, but before maybe yes, yeah. That's I can illustrate through this example. And for the climate risk under the TCF framework and also incorporated in ISSB S2, it includes physical risk and transitional risk. Physical risk divides into chronic and acute. Chronic will include sea level rise, temperature pattern, drought, and all this. And acute will talk about extreme wind, cyclone, and precipitations and flooding. And for transition risk is that you will talk about the policy, legal risk, technology risk, reputational risk, and market risk. So look at some of the example. What are those risks? For example, under the transitional risk, policy and legal, the carbon pricing and reporting obligations, exposure litigations are under the policy and legal risk. And other, we have technology risk about like unsuccessful investment in new technologies. And for market risk, we have a change in customer behavior. And reputation will be about like shift in consumer preference. And fiscal risk about the risk I talk about. And opportunities, we also have some areas like on resources efficiency. If we use the more efficiency product, energy efficiency product, we can save some cost. Energy source, if you use the energy that is have a supportive policy incentive scheme, then we will benefit from it. And product and service market and resilience. We have all these type of risks and opportunities. And for business alongside with it, for example, we work with a climate risk management a modern company, and it handle the fiscal risk. And also because of the fiscal risk, it creates a business for development this type of modern company. And for transitional risk, we need to handle the carbon emissions along the operations of the business. And that's based on the carbon neutrality in China. Tsinghua University identify some 10 focus area for carbon neutrality. So it will benefit if you are in, your business will be benefit if you are in those areas. For example, they will promote the optimizations and upgrades of industrial train. So some of them will be related to robotic, and they are also promote green and low carbon building. If you are in construction industry and you provide low emissions construction product, that will help. So we need to know about what are those policy focus, so we can grab the skill set and create to help in our business. In Hong Kong, we have 4 focus about like net zero electricity generation, energy saving and green building, green transportations, and waste reduction. So if your company in those areas, probably grab the skill sets and develop the green tech and the business around it. Definitely it did help. So we how we use the ESG skills, know the ESG skills to help our business. For the trend, start from last year, like from 2023 and beyond. So from the size of the circle, we can see green energy, renewable energy, and hydrogen will be big opportunities. And for the carbon credit and green tech, big data, natural capital will be the opportunities as well. So if we know that we can help our business as well. So the other things like talk about like green finance, and no one's conduct business without financing. So before we relies on traditional financing, but now we have a new trend of financing, and it's you can enjoy a lower interest rate, and also you can have a good chance to get the uh, get the financing, and at the same time we can create impact as well. So there are some global standard. The number usually one will be ICMA, Climate Bond Initiative, and there's a new standard, ISO standard 32210. In China, we have a green bond and also project category. In Hong Kong, we have a HKU standard, and also we have a Hong Kong taxonomy. So for under each of the framework standard, we have the green finance taxonomy. That means the objective of the financing. If we can meet the objective of the financing under the standard, under the taxonomy, then we can call it green project and we can get the financing. For example, for ICMA, if your project is about like energy efficiency green building, then you can get the you can apply for green finance under the ICMA standard. So all these will be taught in the Hong Kong US SPACE course in details. And we have different taxonomy for different regions. Malaysia, ASEAN, EU, and China, we have a common ground taxonomy. Okay, so it helps to the investor to identify and also know about what the definition of the green project within their region. So, and beside financing, we also talk about the investment. We have different sustainability investment approach, and it creates risk opportunities and create impact. For the negative screening strategy, probably it will not help the opportunities and create impact. It only will reduce the risk. But for the active ownership, impact investment, it capture the opportunities, create impact, and also reduce the ESG risk as well. So that's the different type of investment strategies and the skill set we need to know. For in terms of green technology, we can see we have a substantial growth in that area on green tech, renewable energy, energy efficiency, and green building materials. And we can see the clean tech about like CAGR 14%, respective 8.3% for renewable energy, and 8.2 on energy efficiency, and 9.5. It's a pretty good growth in the past 5 years. And there's some popular project, and the project is touching on about like waste to hydrogen, mobile EV chargings, and BIPV, bamboo, fiberglass bar for concrete reinforcement, and also coastal adaptation. And all those are some technologies that came to the market recently. We know we need to have a basic understanding of that and how to develop it, and we can get the opportunities as well. In terms of the hard tech, in terms of intelligence technology, beside the hard tech, we have IoT, Internet of Things, cloud, 5G, data science, artificial intelligence, fintech, blockchain, and privacy and securities. All these will be the intelligent technologies for digital transformation, and also it can be used in ESG as well. So for example, it's the manufacturing site. They can use different technologies to have the to do the to achieve digital transformation, and they will do robotic and Internet of Things software infrastructures, and they will use cloud computing to do the calculations, and so it to achieve the energy efficiency and also enhance the profitability and also help to enhance the ESG performance as well. So it's a more like integrated part of intelligence solutions for ESG, and from the client's business objective to build the business use cases, and then in this group, in this graph, you can know how to achieve and what we need, and also how to empower by those IT technologies. So some example of applicants like some temperature sensor and control lighting sensor. I mean those are related to ESG, like water sensor, air quality control sensor, ESG database, online training platform, ESG rating with ChatGPT, and blockchain carbon trading. All those are the very hot topics by using the intelligence technologies. And that's some of the visual presentation of those digital trains and database, operation center, and kind of things, the technologies they're using now. So about the industrial based technology, industrial based knowledge, we have according to IFRS sustainability, we have a different type of industry identifies, and basically we have 11 of them, and different industry will have a different industry based disclosure and also requirement. We need to know about the skills and how to disclose, and also yeah, for the leadership, I think we have in some of the courses we will talk about leadership and management style, and what are the difference, and major difference between leadership and management. We are focused on thinking, change, innovation, doing the right things. So it's more like more creative, and so and also for the ESG leader, we need to acquire more comprehensive skills so that we can use the skills to create something and think about how to use it and do the right things. But for management, it's just doing, execute, implement, follow the leaders, and doing things right. So there's a major difference. So to become a sustainability leader, there are 6 key areas to focus. We need to have a holistic approach, lifelong learning, communication efficacy, and why we are here. And I'm doing the capacity building. You are acquiring the skills as well. And also we will need to focus on relationship, innovation, integration, influence, and mindset and skill sets. Those are the areas that we need to take care. And that's my contact, WhatsApp, WeChat, LinkedIn, email, mobile, WhatsApp. Yeah. Stan, do you have any questions?
So I got a question for you, Dennis. So how could we apply our ESG skills if we work for or own a small to medium-sized business, say in maybe the import and export sector?
I think yeah, as I mentioned before, ESG is not just for listed company, and it's not just for the large corp. It's also for those who the corporate in this planet. As long as you are on the supply chain, you need to know about the at least basic the carbon emissions, and also you need to talk about the climate change, climate resilience, so that when your downstream clients ask you, okay, please provide carbon emissions numbers, and you need to provide it. You need to have a mechanism to calculate. And if they don't say anything, okay, please provide me some ESG strategy policy you have or any technology to help. So you have to acquire those skills to build your skills, build your database, build your monitor system, and build your edge, the differentiation from other green or non-sustainable product. That will help your business and becomes the opportunities. And for SME, I think it's much easier for them to change because they don't need to go through like a 9-month approval process. Yeah.
So thank you, Dennis, for sharing with us today. So that's bring us to the end of this session today. So if you would like to expand your knowledge in the related ESG fields, we have a couple of courses that you might consider on joining. So we have the Certificate for Module Leadership in Applied ESG and Sustainability, Certificate for Modules Apply ESG and Intelligence Technology, and also Certificate for Modules Sustainability, Climate Risk Management, and Resilience. So thank you for joining today. And if you would like to join any of the courses, you can scan the QR code and click the link. Okay, thank you.